Imagine for a moment. What if every limitation you've ever believed about money was nothing more than an illusion? What if the struggle, the scarcity, the constant chasing were just the shadows of a mindset you've been conditioned to accept? Now, picture this. The version of you who no longer waits for wealth to arrive, the version of you who walks, speaks, breathes, and lives as though unlimited streams of money already flow effortlessly into your life. You see, the world you experience is never separate from the world within you. Every dollar that enters your reality, every opportunity, every unexpected blessing, they're all reflections of the state of mind you choose to occupy. The greatest illusion is believing you must earn the right to feel abundant. But the truth, abundance isn't something you acquire, it's something you assume. It's a state, a mental atmosphere that, once occupied, reshapes the circumstances of your life to mirror that feeling. Think about the wealthiest people on this planet. Before the homes, before the cars, before the financial freedom, there was belief. Not belief rooted in hope, but in certainty. They moved through life acting as if wealth was inevitable, and because they aligned their inner world with that truth, the outer world had no choice but to reflect it. But here's where most fall short. They wait for evidence. They wait to see the money before they believe they have it. They wait to feel rich only after the bank account grows. But the secret? It works in reverse. You must first feel rich. You must first assume the state of having unlimited money, even when your physical world shows the opposite. You must live from the outcome, not towards it. It's not about pretending in desperation. It's about embodying the certainty that you already possess what you desire. You walk with quiet confidence. You spend with the awareness that money replenishes itself. You carry yourself as the version of you who is already financially free, because when your internal world shifts, reality rearranges itself accordingly. You've been taught to believe wealth is a reward for effort, but wealth is a reflection of alignment. And alignment begins with assumption. When you act as if unlimited money is flowing to you now, you send a clear signal to the universe: this is who I am. This is my reality. And reality, being obedient, bends to your command. So the question is, are you ready to step into that version of yourself? Are you ready to act, think, and live as though wealth isn't coming, but it's already here? The choice is yours. The moment you assume the state of financial abundance, the world will conspire to prove you right. Lie from the end, assume you already have unlimited money. The greatest mistake most people make when it comes to wealth is believing they must wait for proof before they claim abundance. But those who truly understand how reality works, those who transform their lives in ways that seem impossible to others, live from the end. They do not hope, they do not wonder, they assume. They assume that what they desire is already theirs, and in doing so they call that reality into being. Living from the end means you stop seeing yourself as someone chasing wealth. You stop identifying as someone trying to make money, trying to succeed, trying to get there. You are already there. You are already the version of yourself that has wealth flowing endlessly to you. You walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently. You are not desperate for results, because in your mind the results have already happened. Picture this. Imagine you check your bank account, and it's overflowing with money beyond your expectations. You no longer calculate every penny. You no longer wonder how the bills will be paid. You feel peace. You feel certainty. That feeling, that state of being is available to you now, even before the money physically shows up. You step into the version of yourself today, and reality has no choice but to respond to your assumption. This is not about ignoring your current circumstances. It's about refusing to let them define you. Right now, your senses may show lack. Your environment may scream limitation. But your senses are servants, not masters. When you assume the state of unlimited wealth, you override the temporary with the eternal truth that everything you desire is already created, already real, already available in the unseen. Most live trapped by what they see, ruled by their present bank balance or external validation. But the world outside is slow, delayed, reactive. Your inner world is immediate, limitless, powerful. Living from the end is claiming your role as the creator, not the victim of circumstance. You are no longer a person trying to become wealthy. You are wealthy, and the external world will align to match your new identity. Let that sink in. Wealth doesn't come because you chase it. It comes because you decide it's already yours. The inner decision, the unwavering assumption, is the seed. Your thoughts water it, your actions nourish it, and soon reality bears the fruit. Acting from the end is not arrogance, it is alignment. The universe responds to certainty, not hesitation. When you walk through your day as the version of yourself who already has unlimited money flowing to you, you collapse time. You bring the unseen into the seen. You command life to reflect your assumption, and it obeys. Shift your inner conversations to wealth and abundance. Every moment of every day you are speaking to yourself. Most of these inner conversations happen beneath awareness. Thoughts whispering, doubts, fears, limitations. And here lies the secret. Your inner conversations are the blueprint of your external reality. If you want wealth, if you desire an endless stream of money flowing to you, it begins with the words you speak silently to yourself. Imagine your mind as fertile soil. Every thought, every internal dialogue is a seed. Speak of lack, doubt, and struggle, and that is the crop life delivers to your door. Speak of abundance, of success, of unstoppable wealth, and life bends to those declarations. It cannot be otherwise. Most sabotage themselves with casual, unconscious conversations. Money never stays with me. I'm always struggling. I can't afford that. These phrases may seem small, harmless, but they are orders, commands to the universe to continue your current circumstances. If you want to change what you experience, you must first change what you say to yourself. Shifting your inner conversations means becoming vigilant. You observe your thoughts like a guardian of your destiny. The moment a limiting belief arises, you interrupt it. You replace it with words that align with the wealthy version of yourself. You say, money flows to me effortlessly. I am surrounded by opportunity. Abundance is my natural state. At first, it may feel like a lie, but remember, the old story felt true only because you repeated it long enough. You do not need anyone's permission to rewrite your inner world. You hold that power. Every day, speak as though unlimited money is already flowing to you. When doubt creeps in, answer it with certainty. When fear whispers, silence it with faith in your new identity. Your inner conversations sculpt your future. What you tell yourself becomes the narrative your life must follow. And here's the truth. The universe is always listening. It responds not to your wishes, but to your consistent assumed beliefs. You may not see change overnight, but as your inner dialogue aligns with wealth, reality shifts like the tide. Subtle at first, then unstoppable. You have spoken scarcity over your life long enough. Now, speak wealth. Speak abundance. Declare silently, daily, that money flows to you without resistance. Those conversations echo into your circumstances, shaping them, molding them, until the world has no choice but to deliver what you've been declaring. This is how you create the life you desire, not by waiting, but by becoming the master of your inner world. Your wealth begins in the silence of your thoughts. Let every inner word speak abundance, and watch the external follow. Spend, speak, and move with the confidence of financial freedom. If you want the world to mirror wealth back to you, you must first carry yourself like someone who already has it. It's easy to shrink your energy when your bank account doesn't reflect the abundance you desire. It's tempting to walk timidly, to speak with hesitation, to spend with fear. But understand this: the universe responds to energy, not desperation. And wealth is drawn to those who radiate confidence, certainty, and expectation. Think of the version of yourself who has unlimited money flowing to them. Picture it clearly. How does that version walk into a room? How do they speak when opportunities arise? Do they second guess their worth? Do they hesitate when making decisions? No. They exude quiet confidence. Their words carry authority. Their posture reflects belief. Their spending reflects abundance, not scarcity. This isn't about reckless spending. It's about shifting the energy behind every action. You no longer spend money as if it's leaving you. You spend as though it's circulating, expanding, returning, multiplied. Every purchase is made with gratitude, with the unshakable belief that money replenishes itself. That's how the wealthy live, not because of the money they hold, but because of the mindset they've assumed long before it physically appeared. Words matter too. Listen carefully to how you speak about money. Do you complain? Do you use phrases like, "I can't afford it," or "money doesn't come easily"? If so, you're reinforcing scarcity with every sentence. But when you speak as though financial freedom is your reality, the world adjusts to match your frequency. Instead of "I can't afford that," try, "It's not aligned for me right now." Instead of saying money is tight, affirm, "Money is flowing to me in expected and unexpected ways." The energy behind your words holds power. The wealthy do not chase, they command. And that command begins with your speech. Movement matters just as much. Pay attention to your posture, your energy, your presence. Scarcity makes you small. Abundance makes you expansive. Shoulders back. Chin up. Walk with the quiet authority of someone who expects wealth to greet them around every corner. Even if your physical world hasn't caught up yet, your inner world leads, and the outer follows. This is embodiment. You don't wait for unlimited money to show up before you live like the wealthy version of you. You live as though it's already here. You breathe it. You move through life grounded, certain, aligned. That energy makes you magnetic to wealth. Every action, every word, every step is a signal to the universe. You're saying, "This is who I am." And life always reflects who you are, not what you want. So, be the version of you that has financial freedom. Speak abundance. Move with power. Spend with gratitude. And watch the world rise to meet your new reality. Detach from the evidence of lack around you. The most dangerous trap when manifesting wealth is allowing the current evidence of your physical world to define your belief. You check your bank account, you see the numbers, you look at unpaid bills, and your mind whispers, "See, the money isn't here." And with that thought, you fall out of alignment. You return to the old state of lack, and the cycle continues. But the truth is, the physical world is delayed. It lags behind the state you occupy internally. What you see today is not the reflection of your current belief, but of your past assumptions. So when you begin to act as if unlimited money is already flowing to you, the outer world takes time to catch up. In that space of delay, many lose faith, they give in to the visible lack, reinforcing the very scarcity they wish to escape. Detachment is your greatest weapon. It is the art of seeing the current lack, but refusing to let it control your inner state. You acknowledge the unpaid bill, but you don't assign fear to it. You notice the empty bank account, but you don't dwell in limitation. You remain rooted in the state of abundance, knowing that what you see is temporary, but what you assume is eternal. Detachment isn't denial. You're not ignoring reality, you're transcending it. You understand that circumstances bend to belief, not the other way around. You hold fast to the unseen, knowing the unseen always shapes the seen. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, you remind yourself, evidence follows energy. Look at those who've built extraordinary wealth. In the beginning, their reality didn't reflect their desires, but they detached. They refused to measure their success by their current conditions. They believed in the invisible, and eventually the visible world mirrored that belief. You must do the same. You detach by shifting your focus. You fill your mind with the vision of the wealthy you. You speak abundance. You celebrate small signs of progress, even if they seem insignificant. You affirm that wealth is inevitable, regardless of what the outer world shows today. This is mastery, remaining calm, confident, and abundant, even when life appears unchanged. It's walking through lack with unwavering belief in abundance. It's holding the energy of unlimited money flowing to you, even in moments when logic says otherwise. Your circumstances are clay, and your belief is the sculptor. When you detach from the temporary, you reclaim your power. You no longer react to the world, you create it. The outer world must bow to the authority of your inner world. Detachment is how you stay in the state of wealth long enough for reality to reflect it. Feel the emotions of wealth before you see it physically. If you only allow yourself to feel wealthy when your circumstances confirm it, you're stuck in a cycle that delays abundance. True wealth creation begins with an internal shift, feeling the emotions of having unlimited money before you ever hold it in your hands. It may sound simple, but this is the most overlooked secret of those who manifest extraordinary financial freedom. You must feel it first. That's the law. You don't wait for money to appear and then celebrate. You celebrate as if the money is already flowing to you. You wake up with gratitude as though the financial breakthroughs have already arrived. You sit in peace, knowing your bank account is growing even before it does. This is how you bring unseen wealth into form. Most people live in emotional reaction to their current world. They open their banking app, see the low balance, and sink into fear. They receive a bill and anxiety takes over. But understand this, those emotions are instructions to the universe. Fear, worry, desperation, they signal lack, and life mirrors them back to you. But when you master the ability to generate the emotions of wealth, regardless of current evidence, you shift your vibration, you align with abundance, you become magnetic to the very reality you've been waiting for. Picture this clearly. How does it feel to be financially free? Not just the physical details, the deep emotions. What does peace feel like when you no longer worry about bills? What does freedom feel like when you make decisions based on desire, not limitation? What does power feel like when you know money is flowing to you endlessly? Feel those emotions now. Close your eyes if you must. Imagine the relief washing over you. Imagine the calm certainty as you make purchases. Imagine the quiet pride of providing for your loved ones without fear. Let your body experience it, not tomorrow, not next year, now. You don't need external triggers to feel wealthy. You need inner permission. When you generate the emotional state of abundance, you anchor yourself in the version of reality where wealth is inevitable. Emotions are the language of creation. They are the proof to your subconscious that your new identity is real. Most people reverse this process. They wait. They look for proof. They demand signs before they allow themselves to feel good. But wealth flows to those who lead with emotion, not those who beg for evidence. So each day, act as if unlimited money is already yours, and more importantly, feel as if it is. Even in small moments, buying coffee, walking into a store, making plans, generate the emotions of wealth. Let those feelings saturate your being. You are no longer the person who hopes for wealth. You are the person who embodies it, who feels it, who lives it, before the world has even caught up. The outer world cannot resist the power of your internal state. Feel wealthy now, and wealth becomes your reality. Gratitude is the currency of the wealthy mindset. Gratitude is not simply a polite response to receiving. It is the currency that creates more to receive. When you act as if unlimited money is already flowing to you, gratitude becomes your most powerful tool. It signals to the universe that you recognize abundance even before it appears in physical form. And what you recognize, you multiply. Most people reserve gratitude for after the fact. They say thank you when the money shows up, when the job offer comes, when the unexpected gift arrives. But this reactive gratitude keeps them in a cycle of waiting, always dependent on circumstances to feel abundant. The wealthy, however, reverse the process. They live in proactive gratitude. They give thanks for wealth not yet seen, for money not yet held, for opportunities not yet revealed. And because they align their hearts with gratitude before evidence arrives, evidence floods into their reality. Gratitude collapses time. It bridges the gap between desire and manifestation. It tells life, I already have what I desire, and life, being obedient, arranges itself to prove you right. Here's the deeper truth. When you embody gratitude, you elevate your emotional state. You break free from lack, fear, and impatience. You shift into peace, trust, and abundance. And the universe mirrors your internal reality without hesitation. But gratitude must be authentic. You cannot fake it in desperation. You must feel it as though the money is already flowing to you, as though the abundance is surrounding you, as though your financial freedom is undeniable. You must give thanks for what you have now, no matter how small, and give thanks for the unseen blessings on their way. Start each day with gratitude for your wealth. Thank life for the money already in your possession, even if it feels insignificant. Thank life for the money arriving soon, for the unexpected financial breakthroughs, for the limitless streams flowing to you. Speak it, write it, feel it. Even when challenges arise, stay anchored in gratitude. See every obstacle as temporary. See every moment as part of your unfolding abundance story. Gratitude keeps you aligned with the energy of receiving, no matter what your outer world shows. Understand this clearly. Those who are grateful for little receive much. Those who resent their circumstances repel abundance. Life cannot deliver to the closed heart. Gratitude opens the door, invites wealth in, and commands reality to rearrange itself in your favor. Gratitude is not optional on the path to wealth. It is the foundation. It is how you act as if unlimited money is already flowing to you, even before your senses confirm it. And as your gratitude deepens, so too will the streams of abundance flowing your way. The world must reflect the state you occupy within. Everything you see outside of you is a reflection of the state you have accepted within yourself. This is the unbreakable law of creation. the money in your bank account, the opportunities you encounter, the experiences you live, all of it begins in the unseen world of your mind and emotions. You cannot escape this truth. You can only learn to master it. When you act as if unlimited money is already flowing to you, you're not playing a game of make-believe. You're aligning your internal state with a version of reality where abundance is inevitable. You are shifting your energy, your focus, your identity to match the outcome you desire. And the world, being obedient, must reflect that shift. This is why you've seen people rise from nothing to extraordinary wealth. They didn't wait for their environment to change before they believed first. They occupied the state of wealth mentally, emotionally, spiritually, long before the evidence appeared. And because they lived from that state, the outer world had no choice but to align. Understand this: reality is not fixed. It bends, reshapes, and reforms itself around your dominant state. If you dwell in lack, scarcity, and fear, your world mirrors that. But when you dwell in abundance, wealth, and certainty, life reflects those qualities too. It's not personal, it's universal law. Many misunderstand this process. They observe their circumstances, maybe low finances, unpaid bills, financial stress, and they say, "This is who I am." But your circumstances are merely echoes of your past states. They are not the definition of your potential, nor the limits of what you can create. If you want to see wealth in your world, you must first be wealthy in your mind. You must hold the state of financial freedom regardless of your environment. You must think, feel, speak, and act as though money is already flowing to you endlessly. And as you consistently occupy that state, reality reshapes itself to fit your inner identity. Think of life as a mirror. You do not stand in front of a mirror frowning, expecting your reflection to smile. Yet that is what most people do with money. They project worry, lack, and doubt, and wonder why abundance evades them. But when you project certainty, gratitude, and confidence, the mirror reflects those qualities back to you. This requires discipline. You must catch yourself when you slip into old patterns. When you start complaining about money, fearing the future, doubting your worth. In those moments, you gently but firmly return to the state of abundance. You remind yourself, "I am the version of me that has unlimited money flowing to me now." The more you live from that state, the more inevitable your financial transformation becomes. The world must reflect the state you occupy within. It cannot resist that alignment. It does not happen overnight, but it happens without fail. Stay in the state of wealth, and the world will shape itself to match your belief. So now the truth is in your hands. The truth that everything you desire, especially the wealth and financial freedom you've been chasing, is not something outside of you, it's something within you, waiting to be assumed, embodied, and claimed. When you act as if unlimited money is already flowing to you, you do more than pretend. You command the universe to rearrange itself. You stop living in reaction to lack, and you start living as the version of yourself who already has it all. You've learned to live from the end. You've shifted your inner conversations to wealth and abundance. You spend, speak, and move with the confidence of financial freedom. You detach from the current evidence of lack, knowing it's temporary. You feel the emotions of wealth before the world shows it. You anchor your life in gratitude, the greatest currency of all, and you occupy the inner state of abundance, knowing reality has no choice but to reflect it. The choice is yours now. You can continue to wait for the world to give you permission to feel wealthy, or you can act as if the wealth is already yours, and watch as the world bends, reshapes, and delivers every desire to your doorstep. The world responds to your assumption, money responds to your certainty, and your life transforms the moment you decide to believe it already has. Act as if, embody abundance, and unlimited money will flow to you. because it was always meant to. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some dreams refuse to leave your heart? Why, despite the mountains of doubt and the storms of opposition, that quiet voice within you keeps whispering, "It will come to you"? It's not by chance. It's not wishful thinking. It is divine assurance, a promise planted in your soul by the Creator Himself, a seed of destiny that no force on earth can uproot. In moments of struggle, it's easy to feel abandoned, to believe the weight of the world is proof that you're alone in this fight. But let me remind you, you were never created to walk this path by yourself. The one who formed you in your mother's womb, who breathed life into your lungs, has already written your story. And though it may feel like every obstacle is designed to break you, those very challenges are shaping you for what's ahead. Look to the scriptures where time and time again we see the faithful rise against impossible odds. Joseph, cast into a pit by his own brothers, faced betrayal and despair. Yet through the darkness, God was preparing him to rule in a position of power. David, mocked and underestimated, stood before Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone and the unwavering faith that God was with him. And even Jesus himself, scorned, rejected, and crucified, overcame the ultimate betrayal to fulfill the greatest promise of all, the salvation of humanity. What do these stories teach us? That when God places a purpose in your heart, it is not dependent on the approval of others. It is not diminished by the rejection of man or the trials of life. Instead, it is refined in the fire of adversity, strengthened in moments of doubt, and fulfilled in God's perfect timing. So when the world rises against you, when voices of negativity surround you, when even your closest allies fail to understand your vision, know this: you are not alone. The Creator of the universe stands with you, guiding your steps, lighting your path, and whispering, "Be still, and know that I am God." Have you ever considered that the resistance you face is proof of your calling? That the enemy only fights what he fears? When the storms rage against you, it's because there is something within you that threatens to disrupt the plans of darkness. The dreams you carry, the gifts you possess, and the purpose you are called to fulfill have the power to change lives, to inspire faith, and to glorify God. But here's the truth: you must hold on to God's promises are unshakable. They are not deterred by the opinions of others or the limitations of your circumstances. He does not require the world's approval to bless you. What He has ordained for you, no one can take away. As it is written, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Picture yourself as a tree deeply rooted in faith. The winds of life may howl, and the rains may pour, but your roots, anchored in the promises of God, keep you grounded. The branches may sway, leaves may fall, but the essence of who you are remains unbroken. Why? Because your strength doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within, from the divine connection you share with the Creator. Now let me ask you, do you trust that He is working behind the scenes? Do you believe that His plans for you are greater than anything you could imagine? Even when the world tells you it's impossible, do you dare to believe that with God all things are possible? Consider the story of a potter and his clay. The clay doesn't resist the potter's hands. It doesn't question the pressure or the shaping process. It surrenders, trusting that the potter knows the masterpiece he is creating. In the same way, your trials and setbacks are not there to destroy you. They are the potter's hands molding you into the person you were always meant to be. When the world seems against you, remember this: the Creator of all things is for you. He sees the battles you fight in silence. He knows the tears you've cried when no one else was watching. And He promises that those who trust in Him will not be put to shame. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart. Let this truth take root in your soul. What is meant for you cannot be stopped, delayed, or stolen. Not by doubters, not by enemies, not by fear. For the one who has called you is faithful, and His promises are eternal. So stand firm in your faith. and let the world see that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It will come to you not because the world wills it, but because God has decreed it. The promise of God is unshakable. When God makes a promise, it is not like the fleeting words of man. His promise is eternal, rooted in His perfect nature, and unwavering in its fulfillment. This truth has been echoed throughout Scripture, where we see God's faithfulness displayed time and time again. His word does not return void, and His plans are not subject to the limitations of our understanding or the challenges we face. Instead, His promises are a source of strength and hope, reminding us that what He has spoken over our lives will come to pass, no matter the opposition. Think of the story of Noah. God instructed him to build an ark when there was no sign of rain. Imagine the ridicule he faced, the doubt that surrounded him, and the patience required to follow through with such an extraordinary task. Yet Noah trusted the promise of God. He didn't rely on visible evidence, he relied on the faithfulness of the one who spoke. And when the rains finally came, Noah's obedience and trust in God's promise not only saved his family but also became a testament to God's unchanging word. God's promises are like a seed planted in the soil of our hearts. They may not sprout immediately, but they are alive and active, waiting for the right conditions to grow. The process requires faith, patience, and unwavering trust. The delays we experience are not denials, they are preparations. God's timing is perfect, and His promises are worth the wait. As it is written in 2 Peter 3:9, the Lord is not slow in keeping His promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, He is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. When you hold on to God's promises, you are aligning yourself with His will. This alignment brings peace, even in the midst of chaos. Consider the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus. She was given an incredible promise that she would bear the Savior of the world. This promise came with challenges, doubt from others, and unimaginable responsibility. Yet Mary responded with faith, saying, "Be it unto me according to thy word." Her faith in God's promise not only changed her life, but also changed the world. What promises has God whispered into your heart? Maybe He has promised to open doors that no one can shut, to restore what has been lost, or to lead you into a season of abundance. Whatever it may be, hold on to it with unwavering faith. The storms of life may try to shake you, but God's word remains steadfast. As it is written in Numbers 23:19, God is not a man that He should lie, nor a son of man that He should change His mind. Does He speak and then not act? Does He promise and not fulfill? In our moments of doubt, we must remember that God's promises are backed by His power. He is the creator of all things, the Alpha and the Omega, the one who spoke the universe into existence. If He can place the stars in the sky and command the seas, why should we doubt His ability to fulfill His promises in our lives? Your role is to trust and obey even when the path seems unclear. Trust that He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your good. Obey His instructions, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem, because they are part of His divine plan. As you walk in faith, you will see His promises unfold in ways that exceed your expectations. When fear and doubt creep in, remind yourself of His faithfulness. Reflect on the times He has come through for you in the past. Look to the testimonies of others who have experienced His promises fulfilled. Let these reminders strengthen your faith and renew your hope. God's promise is not just about the destination, it is also about the journey. Through the process, He molds your character, deepens your trust, and prepares you for the blessings to come. Every challenge you face along the way is shaping you into the person He created you to be. So stand firm in your faith and declare, "I trust you, Lord. Your promise is my foundation, and I know that what you have spoken will come to pass." Resistance is proof of purpose. Have you ever noticed that the most significant breakthroughs often come after the greatest resistance? This is no coincidence. Resistance is not a sign that you are on the wrong path, it is evidence that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. The enemy does not waste his energy on what does not matter. When you face opposition, it is because what you are pursuing has the potential to glorify God and impact lives in powerful ways. Look at the story of Nehemiah, who was called to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. The moment he began his work, opposition arose. Enemies mocked him, threatened him, and tried to sabotage his efforts. Yet Nehemiah remained steadfast, declaring in Nehemiah 6:3, "I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down." He understood that resistance was a sign of the importance of his mission. The same is true in your life. When you encounter resistance, it is an opportunity to deepen your faith and trust in God. It is a chance to lean on His strength rather than your own. The challenges you face are not there to destroy you, they are there to refine you. As it is written in Isaiah 48:10, "I have refined you, though not as silver, I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." Jesus himself faced unimaginable resistance. From the moment he began his ministry, the forces of darkness sought to oppose him. He was rejected, betrayed, and ultimately crucified. Yet through his unwavering faith and obedience to God's will, he overcame every obstacle and fulfilled his purpose. His life is a testament to the truth that resistance is not the end, it is the pathway to victory. When you face resistance, ask yourself, what is God preparing me for? Each obstacle is an opportunity to grow in faith, perseverance, and character. It is in the fire of resistance that you are shaped into the person God has called you to be. Consider the story of Daniel, who was thrown into the lion's den for his unwavering faith. The resistance he faced became the platform for God's glory to be revealed. Resistance is also a tool God uses to redirect us. Sometimes what feels like opposition is actually God closing a door that is not meant for us. Trust that He sees the bigger picture and is guiding you to something far greater. As Proverbs 19:21 reminds us, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Remember, resistance is not an indicator of your worth or ability. It is a reminder of the greatness of the calling God has placed on your life. The more significant the resistance, the greater the purpose. So do not be discouraged when you face opposition. Instead, let it fuel your determination and deepen your reliance on God. Stand firm in the face of resistance, knowing that God is with you. As He promised in Isaiah 41:10, "So do not fear, for I am with you, do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." With God by your side, no resistance can prevail against you. Let resistance become your testimony of God's faithfulness. As you overcome each obstacle, you will not only grow stronger, but you will also inspire others to trust in God's promises. You are not defined by the resistance you face, you are defined by the God who empowers you to overcome it. Your faith activates miracles. Faith is the cornerstone of every great victory in the spiritual journey. It is not merely hope or optimism, it is a deep, unwavering belief in the unseen promises of God. Faith is what moves mountains, parts seas, and brings the impossible into reality. As Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move." Nothing will be impossible for you. Consider for a moment what this means. Your faith is not just a passive state of mind, it is an active force that invites God's power into your life. When you believe in the promises of God, you are aligning yourself with His will, and that alignment is what opens the doors to miracles. But what does faith look like in action? Look at the story of the woman with the issue of blood in Mark 5:25-34. She had suffered for 12 years, spending all she had on doctors with no relief. Yet she believed with every fiber of her being that if she could just touch the hem of Jesus' garment, she would be healed. Her faith drove her to press through the crowd, despite her weakness and the societal judgment she faced. And when she touched Him, she was instantly healed. Jesus turned to her and said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." This story teaches us a profound truth: miracles are not about the size of our need, but the strength of our faith. The woman's faith activated the healing power of God. She didn't wait for permission, nor did she dwell on the opinions of others. She acted in faith, and her faith made the impossible possible. Now think about your own life. Are you waiting for your circumstances to change before you believe in God's promises? Or are you stepping out in faith, trusting that God will meet you where you are? Faith does not wait for the perfect conditions. It moves forward, confident that God will provide, guide, and bless. Faith also requires surrender. It is the act of placing everything, your fears, doubts, and dreams, in God's hands and trusting Him to lead the way. Abraham's faith was counted as righteousness because he trusted God. Even when asked to sacrifice his son Isaac, he believed that God's promise would prevail, no matter how impossible the situation seemed. And God, in His faithfulness, provided a ram in Isaac's place, affirming His promise to make Abraham the father of many nations. Faith invites us to see beyond our circumstances. It lifts our eyes from the challenges in front of us and focuses them on the greatness of God. When Peter walked on water toward Jesus, his faith enabled him to do the impossible. But the moment he shifted his focus to the wind and waves, he began to sink. This story is a reminder that faith requires focus, keeping your eyes on God and His promises, not the obstacles around you. What are you believing for today? Is it healing, restoration, a breakthrough, or guidance in a difficult season? Whatever it is, remember that your faith is the key. It may not happen immediately, but God honors the faith of His people. As Hebrews 11:6 says, without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him. Faith is not always easy. It requires perseverance, especially when the evidence seems to contradict the promise. But this is where the greatest growth happens. As you hold on to God's promises, even in the face of adversity, your faith strengthens and your relationship with Him deepens. And when the miracle comes, it will be a testament to His faithfulness and your trust in Him. And rejection aligns you with God's plan. Rejection is one of the most painful experiences we can face. It strikes at the core of our self-worth, making us question our value and purpose. But what if rejection is not a detour, but a redirection? What if the doors that close are not meant to punish you, but to guide you toward God's greater plan? This truth is woven throughout Scripture, where rejection often precedes divine alignment. Take the story of Joseph, for instance. His brothers rejected him, throwing him into a pit and selling him into slavery. From there, he faced false accusations and imprisonment. To the outside world, it seemed as though Joseph's life was a series of misfortunes. But God was working behind the scenes. Each rejection and setback was positioning Joseph for the role of second in command in Egypt, where he would save nations from famine. What his brothers meant for evil, God used for good. Genesis 50:20. This pattern is not unique to Joseph. David, before becoming king, was overlooked by his own family and hunted by Saul. Jesus himself, the Savior of the world, was despised and rejected by men, as prophesied in Isaiah 53:3. Yet his rejection led to the cross, the very place where salvation was secured for humanity. These stories remind us that rejection is not the end of the story, it is often the beginning of a greater purpose. In your own life, rejection may feel like failure, but it is a tool God uses to refine and redirect you. When you face a closed door, it is not a sign that God has abandoned you. On the contrary, it is evidence that He is protecting you from something that is not part of His plan. As Proverbs 16:9 says, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Trust that the one who sees the end from the beginning is guiding you to something far greater. Rejection also teaches us dependence on God. When the approval of others is stripped away, we are reminded that our true worth comes from Him. It is in these moments that we learn to lean not on our own understanding, but on His wisdom and guidance. As Psalm 34:18 declares, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Rejection can also be a pruning process. In John 15:2, Jesus says, "He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful." Sometimes the relationships, opportunities, or paths we cling to are not bearing fruit in our lives. God in His love removes them not to harm us but to prepare us for something better. Think about the times you faced rejection. Did it lead you to unexpected blessings, new opportunities, or a deeper understanding of yourself and God's purpose for your life? If so, then you've experienced the truth that rejection is often God's way of aligning us with His will. The next time you face rejection, remember this: it is not a reflection of your worth or potential. It is a divine realignment, a reminder that God's plans are higher than ours. Trust Him in the process, knowing that every closed door is leading you closer to the purpose He has prepared for you. As Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Patience is one of the greatest tests of faith, yet it is also one of the greatest gifts we can develop on our spiritual journey. Waiting on God's timing is not about passivity, it is about trusting that He knows what is best for us, even when we don't understand. His timing is not like ours, it is eternal, deliberate, and always aligned with His perfect plan for our lives. As Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Consider Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a child who would lead to descendants as numerous as the stars. Yet they waited decades to see that promise fulfilled. In their waiting, doubt crept in, leading them to take matters into their own hands with Hagar, which only caused strife and pain. But when Isaac was finally born, it became evident that God's timing was perfect. His promise came to pass in a way that brought glory to Him and blessings beyond what they could have imagined. Why does God ask us to wait? Waiting is not about withholding, it is about preparing. During seasons of waiting, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances for our good and His glory. He is refining our character, strengthening our faith, and aligning the details of His plan. The waiting period is like the growth of a seed. When you plant a seed, you do not see immediate results. Beneath the soil, roots are taking hold, nourishment is being absorbed, and the foundation for growth is being established. In the same way, God uses waiting to develop the roots of our faith. Scripture is filled with examples of God's perfect timing. Joseph, for instance, endured years of hardship, betrayal by his brothers, slavery, and imprisonment before becoming second in command in Egypt. From a human perspective, those years might have seemed wasted. But every step was part of God's divine plan. When famine struck, Joseph was in the exact position to save his family and fulfill God's promise. God's timing also protects us. Sometimes what we perceive as delays are actually God's way of shielding us from harm or preparing us for something better. Imagine a parent holding back a child from running into the street. The child may not understand the delay, but the parent's actions are rooted in love and protection. In the same way, God withholds certain blessings until we are ready to receive them or until the conditions are right. But waiting can be difficult, especially when the world around us moves so quickly. Our culture values instant results, but God values eternal outcomes. In these moments of frustration, it's essential to remember His promises. As Habakkuk 2:3 assures us, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, it hastens toward the goal, and it will not fail. Though it tarries, wait for it, for it will certainly come, it will not delay." God's promises are never late, they arrive at the appointed time. While you wait, God invites you to draw closer to Him. Use this season to deepen your relationship with Him through prayer, scripture, and worship. Waiting is not idle, it is an active period of spiritual growth. Trust that He is working even when you cannot see it. Psalm 27:14 encourages us, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart and wait for the Lord." Remember, God's timing often defies our understanding. What may feel like a delay is actually His perfect orchestration. Trusting in His timing requires surrender, letting go of our own agendas and embracing His plans. When we do, we experience a peace that surpasses all understanding, knowing that He is in control. So when you feel tempted to rush ahead or grow weary in waiting, remind yourself of this truth: God's timing is never wrong. The blessings He has prepared for you are worth the wait, and they will arrive in His perfect time. You are chosen, not forgotten. One of the deepest fears many of us face is the feeling of being forgotten. When our prayers seem unanswered, when opportunities slip through our fingers, and when others seem to prosper while we struggle, it is easy to believe the lie that we have been overlooked. But the truth is, you are not forgotten, you are chosen. God's word is clear: before the foundation of the world, He called you by name and set you apart for a purpose. As Ephesians 1:4-5 declares, for He chose us in Him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in His sight. In love, He predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ, in accordance with His pleasure and will. Being chosen by God means you are seen, known, and loved beyond measure. He knows every detail of your life, the struggles, the victories, the hidden battles no one else sees. As Psalm 139:1-4 assures us, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise, you perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down, you are familiar with all my ways. You are never out of His sight or His thoughts. Look at the story of David. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint the next king of Israel, David's own family overlooked him. While his brothers were presented as candidates, David was tending sheep, seemingly forgotten. But God saw him. He chose David not because of his outward appearance or status, but because of his heart. As 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us, the Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. This truth applies to you. God's choice is not based on your achievements, qualifications, or the opinions of others. It is rooted in His unconditional love and His purpose for your life. Even when others overlook you, God sees your potential. Even when you feel inadequate, He equips you for the task He has called you to. As Philippians 1:6 assures us, He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Being chosen also comes with a calling. You are not just chosen for salvation, you are chosen to fulfill a purpose. This purpose may not always be glamorous or easy, but it is significant. Look at the disciples Jesus chose. They were ordinary people, fishermen, tax collectors, and others with no special qualifications. Yet through their obedience and faith, they became the foundation of the church. When you feel forgotten, remind yourself of God's promises. He has not abandoned you, He is preparing you. Sometimes what feels like silence is actually a season of growth. God is working behind the scenes, aligning circumstances and shaping your character. As Jeremiah 29:11 declares, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God's choice is eternal. He doesn't choose and then abandon. He is with you every step of the way, providing strength, guidance, and grace. When you doubt your worth, remember this: you are a child of God, chosen for a purpose, and held in the hands of the one who never lets go. Victory is already yours. One of the most profound truths of the spiritual journey is that victory is not something you strive to achieve, it is something you already possess through God. This perspective shifts everything. Instead of fighting battles out of fear and desperation, you walk in faith and confidence, knowing that the outcome has already been secured. As Romans 8:37 reminds us, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. This assurance of victory stems from the very nature of God. He is not a God of uncertainty or failure. He is the Creator, the Alpha and the Omega, the one who declares the end from the beginning, Isaiah 46:10. When He calls you, He equips you. When He promises victory, it is already written into the fabric of your destiny. But how do we live as though victory is already ours? First, we must recognize that the battle is not ours to fight alone. Throughout Scripture, God reassures His people that He is the one who goes before them. In 2 Chronicles 20:15, the Lord speaks to Jehoshaphat and the people of Judah, saying, "Do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army. For the battle is not yours, but God's. This truth is a source of immense comfort. Whatever challenges you face, whether they are physical, emotional, or spiritual, know that you are not fighting alone. God is with you, orchestrating every detail and ensuring that His purpose prevails." Consider the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. From a human perspective, their situation was hopeless. Trapped between the sea and Pharaoh's advancing army, their defeat seemed inevitable. Yet Moses declared, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Exodus 14:13. God parted the sea, making a way where there was none. Their victory was not achieved by their own strength, but by their trust in God's power. This is the key. Victory begins with faith. It is not about having all the answers or the perfect strategy. It is about believing that God is greater than your circumstances. Faith allows you to see beyond the present struggle and into the reality of God's promises. As Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see." Your confidence in God's victory becomes the foundation for every step you take. However, walking in victory also requires obedience. It is not enough to believe in God's promises, you must act on them. Look at Joshua in the Battle of Jericho. God promised Joshua that the city would be delivered into his hands, but the fulfillment of that promise required action. The Israelites had to march around the city for 7 days, following God's instructions to the letter. Their obedience combined with their faith unleashed God's power, and the walls of Jericho fell. What walls are standing in your way today? What battles seem insurmountable? Remember that victory does not come through your own strength, but through your willingness to trust and obey God. As Zechariah 4:6 declares, "Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty." Your role is to stay aligned with God's will, to listen for His guidance, and to move forward in faith, knowing that the victory is already yours. Another aspect of walking in victory is perseverance. While the outcome is assured, the journey may still involve challenges, delays, and setbacks. These moments are not signs of failure, they are opportunities to grow in faith and resilience. James 1:2-4 encourages us, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Victory is not just about the end result, it is about who you become along the way. Living in victory also means adopting a posture of gratitude and praise. Even before you see the breakthrough, begin to thank God for what He is doing. Praise shifts your focus from the problem to the provider. It reminds you of His faithfulness and strengthens your faith. Look at Paul and Silas in Acts 16:25-26. Imprisoned and chained, they began to pray and sing hymns to God. Their praise not only brought them peace, but also triggered a miraculous earthquake that freed them and opened the prison doors. Praise is a weapon of victory. Finally, remember that your victory is not just for you, it is a testimony to others. When you walk in faith, obedience, and perseverance, your life becomes a beacon of God's power and grace. Your victories inspire others to trust in Him, drawing them closer to His love. As Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." In every battle, every struggle, and every challenge, hold fast to this truth: the victory is already yours. Not because of your own efforts, but because of the God who fights for you. Stand firm in faith, move forward in obedience, and let your life be a testament to the power and glory of the one who never fails. Victory is not just possible, it is certain. Walk in it. As you walk through life, remember this: the promises of God are unshakable. His timing is perfect, and His plans for you are far greater than anything you could ever imagine. You are chosen, not forgotten. Every challenge you face, every obstacle in your path, and every moment of resistance is not meant to break you, it is meant to shape you, refine you, and lead you to the victory that is already yours. Victory in your life is not something you strive to achieve, it is something you embrace by faith. It is a divine assurance, written by the Creator Himself, that what is meant for you will come to you no matter who stands against you. The God who began a good work in you will see it through to completion. He has called you, equipped you, and empowered you to walk boldly into the destiny He has prepared for you. The journey may not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, seasons of waiting, and times when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear. But in those moments, remember this: you are never alone. The God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, and who brought victory from the cross is the same God who fights for you today. Your story is not over. The best chapters are still being written. So stand firm in your faith, persevere through the trials, and trust in the one who holds all things in His hands. What is meant for you will come to you, even if the entire world stands against you, because God's promises never fail. Now, as you leave this moment of reflection and step back into the world, carry this truth with you: you are not defined by your circumstances or by the opinions of others. You are defined by the God who created you, who loves you, and who has called you for a purpose. Walk in confidence, not because life is without challenges, but because you know who walks beside you. Walk in faith, not because you see every step ahead, but because you trust the one who lights your path. And walk in victory, not because of your own strength, but because you know the battle is the Lord's and He has already overcome. May you go forward with a heart full of faith, a spirit of perseverance, and a renewed sense of purpose. Remember, no matter what you face, it will come to you even if everyone is against you. Because with God, all things are possible. Thank you, and may God bless you abundantly. To relax and trust the universe is to align yourself with the infinite power that already resides within you. There is no need to struggle, no need to force outcomes, for the universe operates in perfect harmony with your inner state. You are not separate from the flow of life, you are the flow itself. And when you recognize this, you release all resistance. Feel the stillness within you, that sacred place where everything is already complete. It is not the outside world that determines your peace, it is the state of your mind, the images you hold, and the beliefs you hold, and the beliefs you embody. The moment you let go of doubt and fear, you allow the natural order of things to unfold. The universe does not work against you, it works through you, responding to every vibration you send out. Relaxation is not about giving up, it is about trusting the unseen forces that guide all things. When you imagine the life you desire, you must know it is already yours. See it clearly, feel it deeply, and let the joy of that vision become your reality. The moment you trust, you stop chasing and begin receiving. Trust is not blind, it is the certainty that what you seek is already seeking you. Let go of the need to control every step. Just as the seed does not strain to grow into a tree, you too must allow your desires to manifest in their own time and way. Trust the process, for the universe knows the path better than you could ever plan. By relaxing into this truth, you free yourself from worry, from tension, and from the illusion of lack. Breathe deeply and know that everything is unfolding perfectly. The universe never fails, and neither will you. Rest in the knowing that the power that created the stars and moves the oceans also moves through you. Trust in that power, and it will carry you effortlessly to the fulfillment of your desires. Once there was a man named Ethan, who lived in a small village surrounded by lush mountains. Ethan was known for his hard work and determination, yet he was also known for his constant worry. He believed that to succeed in life, he had to control every detail, plan every step, and force every outcome. Despite his efforts, things often didn't go as planned, leaving him frustrated and exhausted. One day, Ethan encountered an old traveler sitting by the riverbank. The traveler was calm, his face serene, as if he carried no burdens at all. Curious, Ethan asked him, "How can you be so at peace when life is so unpredictable? Don't you fear what might go wrong?" The traveler smiled and pointed at the river. "Do you see how the water flows effortlessly? It doesn't fight against the rocks, nor does it question its path. It simply trusts that it will reach the ocean in its own time. Life is much like this river. When you trust it, the flow takes you exactly where you need to go." Ethan frowned. "But if I don't push, how will I achieve my goals? Won't everything fall apart if I let go?" The traveler chuckled softly. "I once thought as you do," he said, "but let me tell you a story. Years ago, I was a merchant with great ambitions. I worked day and night, always worrying, always trying to control everything. Then one year, a great storm destroyed my entire trade route. I lost everything. I was devastated and angry, convinced that life had betrayed me. Out of desperation, I decided to journey to a distant land, hoping to rebuild my life. Along the way, I met people who showed me kindness and offered help I didn't expect. Doors I could never have imagined began to open. I realized that losing my trade wasn't a punishment, it was life's way of redirecting me to something greater. The harder I had tried to control everything, the more I had blocked the flow of life. When I finally let go and trusted, life brought me more abundance than I could have ever created on my own." Ethan listened intently, the traveler's words sinking deep into his heart. The traveler continued, "You see, trust isn't about doing nothing, it's about aligning with the flow of life. Imagine what you want, feel it as though it is already yours. And then relax. The universe knows the perfect way to bring it to you. But you must give it room to work. When you stop fighting the current, you'll find that the river carries you further than your own strength ever could." Ethan was silent for a long moment. He looked at the river again, watching how effortlessly it moved, how it flowed around obstacles without resistance. For the first time, he realized how much energy he had wasted trying to control what was never his to control. Even from that day on, Ethan changed. He still worked hard, but he no longer worried about every little detail. He began to trust the process, allowing life to unfold as it was meant to. And just as the traveler had said, opportunities began to appear, opportunities that Ethan could never have planned for himself. In time, Ethan found a peace he had never known, and his life became more abundant than he had ever dreamed. He often returned to the riverbank, smiling as he remembered the traveler's wisdom. He had learned to relax and trust the universe, knowing that everything he needed would come to him at the perfect time. To let go of control is not to surrender to chaos, it is to align yourself with the deeper intelligence that governs all things. Imagine a bird soaring through the sky. It does not question the wind or try to bend it to its will. Instead, it trusts the currents, adjusts its wings, and allows itself to be carried to where it needs to go. Life is asking you to do the same. The truth is, control is an illusion. The more you try to hold on tightly, the more you exhaust yourself. You chase outcomes, you fight circumstances, and yet you feel no closer to peace or success. But what if you could release that grip? What if you could step into a state where trust replaces tension? To let go is not weakness, it is a strength so profound that it shifts the entire course of your life. Think of the times when life seemed to flow effortlessly, when the right people showed up, when opportunities appeared as if by magic, when things fell into place without you having to push. These moments weren't accidents. They happened because you allowed life to move through you without interference. This is the power of trust, the power of knowing that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Letting go means understanding that you don't need to have all the answers right now. It's knowing that the universe operates on a scale far greater than your immediate understanding. It is working behind the scenes, arranging pieces you cannot yet see. You don't need to force the process, life is already moving in your favor. What you must do is take a step back and trust the unfolding. When you let go of control, you free yourself from the chains of worry and fear. You stop chasing and start allowing. You no longer live in a constant state of resistance, and instead you open yourself to possibilities that are greater than anything you could have imagined. This isn't about giving up, it's about stepping into a power far greater than your own limited efforts. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing you don't have to fight. Imagine the freedom of trusting that everything is working out for your highest good. Feel the weight lifting from your heart as you realize that life isn't something you have to conquer, it is something you are meant to flow with. Trust isn't blind, it is a quiet knowing, a deep certainty that the universe is conspiring for you, not against you. Let go and feel the shift within yourself. Feel the calm, the strength, the clarity that comes when you no longer try to control every moment. Trust the process, and you will find that life takes you to places you never thought possible, to heights you never dreamed of reaching. The moment you release control is the moment you reclaim your power. Let life carry you, it knows the way. Trust in the unseen is the greatest leap of faith you can take, and yet it is also the most powerful. There is a force that exists beyond what your eyes can see, a presence so infinite and intelligent that it orchestrates the universe itself. This force is always working, always moving, always guiding. Even when the road feels unclear, even when life seems to falter, this unseen power never abandons you. It is the hand that shapes the stars, the whisper that moves the wind, and the quiet force that turns the tide in your favor. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. To the outside world, it appears as though nothing is happening. But underneath, unseen by the human eye, a miracle is taking place. The seed is breaking open, roots are stretching into the earth, and soon it will rise into the light, blossoming into its fullest expression. Life is no different. Even when you can't see it, even when nothing seems to be changing, trust that the universe is working for you in ways you cannot yet comprehend. There is a timing to everything. The stars do not rush to shine, the ocean does not hurry to meet the shore. Yet all things happen with perfect precision. Your life is no exception. What you desire, what you seek, is already making its way to you. The energy you send out, the thoughts you hold, the feelings you nurture are signals to the universe. And just as a boomerang returns to the one who throws it, life reflects back to you what you believe in the unseen. Doubt is what clouds this process. It is what makes you question whether life is truly on your side. But doubt is only a shadow, and shadows cannot exist without light. Trust is the light. When you choose to trust, you dissolve the fear, the worry, and the disbelief that hold you back. You step into a space of knowing, a deep certainty that what is meant for you is already yours. Every moment of trust you place in the unseen opens doors that you didn't even know existed. It brings people into your life, opportunities to your doorstep, and solutions to your challenges in ways that defy logic. It is not your job to figure out how, it is your job to trust that it will. The same power that spins the planets in their orbit and breathes life into every living being is the power that holds your dreams, ready to deliver them at the perfect moment. Feel that trust within you. Feel the freedom of not needing to know all the answers, the peace that comes with releasing the need to control every outcome. Trust is not weakness, it is the strongest choice you can make. It says, I believe in something greater than myself. I believe that life is for me, not against me, and in that belief, in that unshakable faith, you unlock the limitless potential of the universe. Look around you. The trees, the sky, the endless horizon, all of it exists without effort, without doubt. You are no different. You are part of this same miraculous creation, and the same force that guides it all is guiding you. Trust it. Know it. Let it lead you. The unseen is not empty, it is full of life, full of power, and it is ready to carry you to everything you've ever dreamed of. Adversity is not your enemy, it is your guide. Every obstacle, every challenge, every moment of pain is a doorway. It may not seem like it in the moment, but what you call setbacks are often the universe's way of redirecting you to something far greater than you could imagine. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel lost, to question why, to feel as though life is working against you. But what if it's not? What if every detour is a blessing in disguise, every hardship a step towards something better? Picture this: a river flowing effortlessly toward its destination. When a boulder appears in its path, the river doesn't stop. It doesn't fight the boulder or try to push it aside. It simply finds another way. It flows around, carving a new path, one that may even lead it to places it never thought possible. This is how life works. The obstacles you face are not there to break you, they are there to shape you, to reroute you to a path that aligns more deeply with your purpose. When you look back on your life, think of the times when something you desperately wanted didn't work out. At the time, it may have felt like the end of the world. But now, from where you stand, you see that it wasn't the end, it was the beginning. It was life clearing the way for something greater, something you couldn't have seen in the moment. Adversity is the same. It is not a punishment, it is a redirection, a recalibration of your journey toward the highest version of yourself. There is no growth without challenge. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, your spirit grows through the struggles you face. Each hardship teaches you something, reveals a strength you didn't know you had, and prepares you for the blessings that lie ahead. The question is not why the challenge exists, the question is, will you trust it? Will you trust that this moment, no matter how hard, is leading you somewhere extraordinary? When you embrace adversity as a redirection rather than a roadblock, you take back your power. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as a co-creator of your life. You realize that the very things you thought were setbacks were actually the universe aligning you with something far greater than you dared to ask for. Feel that truth within you. Every challenge you faced, every heartache, every disappointment, they were not random. They were stepping stones, each one placed perfectly to lead you to where you are meant to be. Trust the process, even when it feels hard, even when it doesn't make sense. The universe is not taking from you, it is preparing you. The redirection may not be what you expected, but it will always be what you need. So when adversity comes, meet it with courage, meet it with faith. Know that it is not the end of the road, but the start of a better one. Let the river within you keep flowing, trusting that every turn, every obstacle, every detour is part of the journey to something extraordinary. This is the power of redirection, the gift hidden in every challenge. Trust it and let it lead you. Your thoughts are not just fleeting whispers in your mind, they are the architects of your reality. Every thought you hold with conviction shapes the world around you. The power to create, to transform, to manifest the life you desire begins with the energy of your mind. What you think, you become. What you focus on, you attract. This is not just philosophy, it is the very fabric of existence. Imagine planting a seed in the soil. The type of seed you choose determines the fruit it will bear. If you plant doubt, fear, and negativity, your life will reflect those same shadows. But if you plant thoughts of abundance, love, and trust, the world around you blooms in harmony with those thoughts. The universe is listening to the energy you emit, responding not to what you wish for in passing, but to what you believe in your heart. Have you ever noticed how one negative thought spirals into another, and soon your day feels heavy, as though nothing is going your way? The same is true for positive energy. When you choose to focus on what is good, even in the smallest things, it grows. One thought of gratitude attracts another. One moment of joy multiplies. This is not coincidence, this is the law of life. The energy you put out shapes the reality that comes back to you. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of them. The life you are living today is a reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you nurtured yesterday. And the beauty of this truth is that at any moment you can change it. You can choose new thoughts, new beliefs, new energies to guide your life. The moment you decide to align your mind with trust, positivity, and faith in the unseen, the universe begins to shift in your favor. Even when life feels uncertain, even when challenges seem overwhelming, your thoughts remain the one thing you can control. In the face of doubt, you can choose faith. In the midst of struggle, you can choose gratitude. And when you do, you align yourself with a power far greater than any obstacle. The universe moves in response to the energy you hold, and it never fails to mirror back to you what you truly believe. Close your eyes and imagine the life you desire not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. Feel the joy of it, the peace, the abundance. Hold that image in your mind with unwavering faith and trust that the universe is already working to bring it to you. This is the power of your thoughts. They are not small, they are infinite. They are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every thought you think is a choice. Choose wisely. Choose to see the good, to trust the process, to believe in the unseen forces working for you. And as you do, watch how your life begins to transform. The world outside you changes when the world inside you shifts. This is your power, your gift, your truth. Trust it and let your thoughts become the foundation of the life you've always dreamed of. Faith is not built on what you can see with your eyes or touch with your hands. It is a force that comes alive in the unseen, in the spaces where logic falters and reason has no answers. The most powerful truths in life are often invisible, yet they hold the greatest power. You cannot see the wind, but you feel its presence. You cannot touch love, yet it transforms your entire existence. Faith works in the same way. It moves mountains within you before it ever moves the mountains around you. To trust in the unseen is to stand firm in the belief that even when the path is unclear, even when you cannot yet see the destination, the way forward is already being made for you. Imagine walking through a dense fog, where nothing ahead is visible. With every step you take, the path reveals itself, one moment at a time. This is faith in action, moving forward with the knowing that the universe is guiding your every step, even when your senses tell you otherwise. Some of the greatest transformations in history began in the unseen. The tallest trees in the world started as seeds buried in darkness, hidden beneath the soil, waiting for their moment to break through. They didn't need proof of the sun above, they simply grew, trusting the process. The same is true for you. Just because you cannot yet see the results of your faith does not mean they are not taking shape. Every intention you plant, every belief you nurture, is growing beneath the surface, preparing to bloom at the perfect time. When you trust in the unseen, you align yourself with the power that knows no limits. It does not matter how impossible your circumstances appear. The universe is not confined by your current reality. It is always working in ways beyond your understanding, moving the pieces, opening the doors, and aligning opportunities that you cannot yet perceive. All that is asked of you is to believe, to trust, to hold steady in the face of doubt and fear. Doubt will try to whisper in your ear, pointing out every reason why things won't work out, every obstacle in your way. But faith speaks louder, not with words, but with a quiet, unshakable certainty that you are not alone, that every challenge is being met with divine solutions, and that everything is unfolding in your favor. To trust in the unseen is to release the need for control, to let go of the how and the when, and to rest in the knowing that the universe is always working for you. Feel that truth deep within you. Close your eyes and breathe it in. The answers you seek, the solutions you long for, the miracles you hope for, they already exist. They are not far away, they are simply waiting for the right moment to unfold. Your job is not to force them, but to align with them, to live in the vibration of trust, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Even in the darkest moments, when nothing seems to make sense, the unseen is at work. Trust it. Trust the power that breathes life into the stars and whispers to the oceans to rise and fall. That same power resides within you, guiding you, carrying you, aligning every piece of your life with divine perfection. Faith in the unseen is not blind, it is the clearest vision of all. The vision of your heart, leading you toward a life beyond anything you could ever imagine. Gratitude is the secret key that unlocks the universe's greatest treasures. It is not just an emotion, it is a powerful vibration that aligns you with everything good, abundant, and joyful. When you live in gratitude, you are telling the universe, I see what you've given me, and I am ready for more. The energy of appreciation magnetizes even greater blessings into your life. It's as though the universe looks at your thankfulness and says, if you're this grateful now, wait until you see what's next. In every moment, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, there is something to be grateful for. Even in the midst of struggle, even when everything feels like it's falling apart, there is always a light, however faint, waiting to be noticed. And gratitude is the act of finding that light and holding on to it. It is choosing to see the beauty, the lessons, the opportunities hidden within every experience. Think of the air you're breathing right now. You don't have to ask for it. It's simply there, sustaining you, giving you life. Consider the sunrise, the way it greets the world without fail, painting the sky with colors too magnificent to describe. These are gifts, miracles that happen every single day. When you begin to notice them, when you let gratitude fill your heart, you shift your entire perspective. Suddenly, the things you once took for granted become extraordinary. Gratitude is not just about thanking the universe for what you already have. It's about thanking it for what's on its way even before you can see it. It's looking at your life and saying, I may not have all the answers right now, but I trust that what's coming is beautiful. And I'm grateful for it already. This is where the magic happens. Gratitude transforms fear into faith, doubt into certainty, and lack into abundance. It opens the floodgates for miracles to flow into your life. When you wake up each day with a grateful heart, you are setting the tone for the entire day. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive. Gratitude is a signal, a beacon of light that says you are open to all the good that is meant for you. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on the blessings that surround you, even in the hardest moments. Think about the times in your life when things seem to come together effortlessly, when opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere, when you felt a deep sense of peace and alignment. Those moments were not random. They were the result of the energy you were radiating, the gratitude you were living in, whether consciously or unconsciously. The universe responds to gratitude with abundance because gratitude is the language of abundance. Let your heart overflow with thankfulness. Look at where you are, at everything you've been through, and recognize the strength you've gained, the lessons you've learned, the beauty that surrounds you. Say thank you for it all, the good, the challenging, the uncertain, because every piece of it is shaping you, guiding you, and preparing you for the life you are meant to live. Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Embrace it and watch as the universe pours its blessings into your life in ways you never imagined. Letting go is not an act of defeat, it is an act of power. It is the moment you stop gripping so tightly, the moment you stop wrestling with life, and you decide to trust. To let go is to free yourself from the chains of control and to step into a state of pure flow with the universe. Holding on too tightly to outcomes, fears, or expectations only builds resistance. It's like trying to hold water in your fist. The harder you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. Letting go is opening your hands, allowing the water to rest in your palms, unforced and undisturbed. There is immense freedom in surrender. It is not giving up, it is giving in to the higher intelligence that knows the perfect timing and the perfect path for your life. When you let go, you stop carrying the weight of what you cannot control, and you make space for the miracles waiting to enter. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a fear, a worry, or an attachment to something that no longer serves you. Letting go is setting down that backpack and realizing how much lighter, how much freer you feel as you take the next step. Life is not meant to be a struggle against the current. It is meant to be a dance, a harmonious flow where you move in rhythm with the universe. When you let go, you align with that rhythm. You allow life to unfold without resistance, trusting that what is meant for you will find its way to you, and what is not meant for you will gracefully leave. The universe cannot deliver what you've been asking for if your hands are too full holding on to the past, to fear, or to doubts. Letting go is clearing the space for new blessings to arrive. There is incredible strength in trusting the process, even when it feels uncertain. It is in those moments of uncertainty that the greatest growth occurs. It's when you release the need to control every detail, every outcome, and you say, I trust that what's coming is better than anything I could force into being. Letting go is not passive, it is the most active form of faith. It requires courage to release your grip and step into the unknown, but it is in the unknown that the magic happens. Think about the times in your life when you've held on too tightly, when fear or doubt kept you stuck. Now imagine how different it would feel to release that tension, to breathe deeply, and to trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop worrying. It means you release the belief that you must do it all alone, and instead lean into the infinite power of the universe. The universe is always working in your favor, even when it feels like things are falling apart. Sometimes what you're holding on to is what's holding you back. Let go, and watch as the doors you thought were locked begin to open, as the paths you couldn't see begin to reveal themselves. Trust the flow of life, and know that in the act of letting go, you are allowing something greater to take its place. The power to create the life you desire begins the moment you let go of the fears and doubts that have been holding you down. Let go and step into the limitless possibilities that await you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your own reality. The power you have within you is far greater than anything you could ever imagine. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, every emotion you feel, these are the building blocks of the life you experience. The universe does not impose things on you, it responds to what you believe to be true. If you believe life is a series of obstacles, that's what you will see. If you believe that you are capable of overcoming anything that comes your way, you will find the strength to rise above it. The circumstances in your life, no matter how challenging, do not define you. They are simply the reflection of what you have believed in the past. The moment you change your belief, everything begins to shift. Your past does not dictate your future unless you allow it to. You are the one who decides the narrative of your life. No situation, no person, no event has the power to control you unless you give it that power. You are in control of your response, your actions, and the way you perceive the world around you. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. If you want to change your life, you must begin by changing the way you think. The thoughts you hold are not just fleeting ideas, they are powerful forces that create the world around you. If you hold the thought that life is difficult, you will see difficulty in every corner. But when you shift that thought to one of possibility, to one of empowerment, you will begin to notice new opportunities, new paths, and new solutions that were always there but hidden from your limited perception. The universe is abundant, and it is waiting to support you in every way possible. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are connected to an infinite source of energy, wisdom, and guidance. When you align yourself with this source, when you step into your full power and take ownership of your life, you open the floodgates to everything you desire. There is no limit to what you can achieve, no obstacle too great to overcome. The only limits are the ones you place on yourself through your beliefs. Recognize the power of your own mind. Every dream you have, every goal you set, is within your reach if you are willing to believe it is possible. You do not need to wait for the perfect circumstances or the right timing. The right time is now. The universe is waiting for you to step into your greatness, to believe in your own potential. The moment you make the decision that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of everything you desire, the universe will move mountains to make it happen. You are not here to be a bystander in your own life. You are here to actively create it, to manifest your deepest desires, and to live in alignment with your highest self. When you recognize your own power, you stop waiting for change to come from the outside. You realize that change comes from within. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, your power, your thoughts, your beliefs, everything shifts. The universe cannot help but respond to your new energy, your new belief in yourself. You are the creator. You are the architect of your future. And there is nothing that can stand in your way except your own beliefs. When you decide to embrace your power, to let go of limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones, the doors to your success, your happiness, your abundance will open. The universe is always listening. It is waiting for you to remember who you truly are and to start living from that place of power. The moment you choose to see yourself as the creator of your reality, everything begins to fall into place. The moment you stop doubting your own worth, the moment you decide to fully embrace the truth of who you are, everything changes. You are not a product of your circumstances, your mistakes, or the stories you have been told about yourself. You are a unique expression of infinite potential. The universe did not create you to struggle or to live small. It created you to thrive, to soar, to manifest the highest version of yourself. When you begin to believe in your worth, you unlock doors you never knew existed. The people, opportunities, and experiences you desire are waiting for you to recognize that you are worthy of them. You carry within you an immense reservoir of strength, power, and creativity. The only thing standing in the way of accessing that power is the belief that you are not enough. This belief, though it may have been ingrained in you through the years, is nothing more than an illusion. It is a false story you have been telling yourself. The truth is that you are already enough. You are worthy of love, success, happiness, and every good thing the universe has to offer. The moment you fully accept this truth, you will begin to see your life transform. Imagine what would happen if you believed in your worth. Imagine if you woke up every day with the certainty that you are deserving of everything you desire. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you make decisions? When you truly believe that you are worthy, you stop shrinking in the face of challenges. You stop doubting yourself when opportunities arise. You begin to step forward with confidence, knowing that everything you need is already within you. You start to see yourself as the powerful being you were always meant to be, and you stop apologizing for your greatness. The world reflects back to you how you see yourself. When you doubt your worth, the world will mirror that doubt. People will treat you in ways that reinforce the belief that you are not enough. But when you know your worth, when you recognize that you are deserving of all the blessings life has to offer, the world will shift. People will begin to treat you with the respect and admiration you deserve. Opportunities will present themselves in ways you never thought possible. The universe will conspire in your favor, because when you step into your full worth, everything aligns with you. Do not wait for someone else to validate your worth. You don't need anyone's permission to live the life you are destined for. Your worth is not dependent on external approval. It is inherent in who you are. When you decide to fully own your worth, you stop waiting for outside forces to determine your value. You become the creator of your own reality, and everything in your life begins to reflect the powerful truth of your existence. Your worth is limitless, and the moment you embrace that, the universe opens up to you in ways you never thought possible. You are worthy of all the love, joy, and success that life has to offer. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the belief that you are not enough. Let go of that belief and watch as your life transforms. When you stand in your worth, you become unstoppable. The universe aligns with your energy and reflects back to you the incredible truth of who you are. And once you know this truth, nothing and no one can take it away from you. You are worthy, and that is all that matters. There is a force within you, a power greater than anything you can see with your eyes or touch with your hands. It is a quiet force, always present, always available to you. This power is the essence of who you are, the very core of your being, and it is this force that shapes your world. When you trust it, when you believe in it, it will guide you toward everything you need, everything you desire. It is not about forcing things to happen or struggling to make life fit into a mold. It is about surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that the universe knows exactly what you need, and allowing it to unfold in its own perfect timing. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to walk through life without doubt, without fear, without the need to control every outcome. Imagine waking up each day knowing that everything you need is already on its way to you, that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. When you let go of the need to micromanage every detail, you open yourself to the flow of abundance that is always surrounding you. There is a rhythm to life, a natural flow, and when you trust in it, you begin to move in harmony with it. The struggles, the resistance all melt away, and in their place comes peace, clarity, and the understanding that everything is working out for you. You are not here to struggle against the current of life. You are not here to fight to make things happen. You are here to trust the process, to trust that you are always being guided toward the experiences and people that will help you grow, expand, and evolve. When you stop resisting, when you stop worrying about how things will unfold, you allow the universe to take the lead. This does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you trust that your actions are guided by something greater than your individual will, and that when you align yourself with that guidance, you will always be in the right place at the right time. Trusting the universe means believing that every experience, whether it appears positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth. You are not here to be a passive observer of your life. You are here to actively participate in your own evolution. But it is through trust that you move forward with grace and ease. When you trust the universe, you stop second-guessing every decision. You stop questioning whether you are on the right path. You trust that the path you are walking is the one meant for you, and that every step you take is part of your divine journey. The universe does not make mistakes. Everything that has happened in your life, every experience you have had, has been part of your divine design. Even the moments of struggle and pain have had a purpose, a lesson to teach you, a gift to give you. When you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, you can release the burden of worry and anxiety. You can relax into the knowing that you are always exactly where you need to be, and that every experience is shaping you into the person you are becoming. There is no need to rush. There is no need to force. Everything is already working in your favor. The key is in your willingness to trust, to let go of the need to control, and to surrender to the process. When you trust the universe, you tap into a power greater than anything you could ever accomplish on your own. You open yourself to the abundance of the universe, to the miracles that are waiting for you, and you allow yourself to receive the life you were always meant to live. Trusting the universe is not about waiting for something to happen. It is about recognizing that everything you need is already here, and that by trusting in it, you allow it to flow to you effortlessly.